Hey, what's shaking YouTube? Welcome to Living the Hobby High Life. I'm GK. That's how I'm living today. I hope you're doing the same. I've got some sales to go over with you guys just to show you what can go out on a daily basis. The first one going out is this black Pandora Prism. If you get it in the light just right, you can really catch those blocks out there. Deshaun Watson, 2019 optic. Numbered as well, 13 out of 25. Just ironically, man, as I was picking up the phone to record this, I had a notification that this had sold. So we had sent out some offers early this morning on this card, and at a considerable discount. You know, I think we opened up at like $35, $36, and I sent out offers for $29.93, and a buyer bought. So that's the first one off the list. And here's another crazy thing to share with you guys. Several mornings in a row before I sit down to do this, man, there's sales that come through, you know. So if you're out there and you're selling cards and you kind of feel discouraged about it, man, have some confidence, man. Your stuff's going to sell sooner or later. And so moving on to the next one, we've got a 2018 Classics Russell Wilson base card going out. Single card sale right there. Here's another single card sale. 2018 Donruss Jacquizz Rodgers. Interesting card there. Good to see that some of the Buccaneers are moving. They've been a slow-moving team for over the last year. I don't know. You know, it's kind of crazy. I thought Tom Brady would spike these guys. Not necessarily. 2019 Contenders draft picks, Derrick Henry. Simple base card. Then we'll move on. We've got the first of our double orders right here. 2019 Elite LaShawn McCoy. Nice looking card. Followed up by a 2017 Classics Andre Reed. Got them both in a 55-point top loader. 2 paper cards. So the paper card stock, you know, no problem to fit them in. Two 25-point cards and a 55-point top loader. And then another multiple order came through. A Saints fan got into one of our team listings. Have a 2019 Michael Thomas with a 2019 Drew Brees. Followed by a 2017 optic Drew Brees and a 2006. Hard to read there, but there it is. 2006 Donruss Gridiron Gear Drew Brees. Quarterbacks in this Gridiron Gear series 06, 07. They move pretty decent, you know. And then last but not least, going out today, we've got three of these Goodwin champions from 2019, Walter Ray Williams. Believe it or not, man, bowling, these cards are selling. I would never imagine that bowling cards would sell. They are. They're proving me wrong every day, and there's nothing wrong with that. Those are our sales that we're getting ready to mail out this morning. I'm going to flip the camera around and talk to you guys a little bit about sales platforms. I have some information that I want to share with you that hopefully can be helpful in your quest or your decision on where to sell your cards. All right, that was painless, right? So we switched it around. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about platforms to sell cards. And the reason why I want to do that is because over the weekend, just a few days ago, I went ahead and I shut down my Shopify website. Now, I had created a Shopify website about a year ago when I made the decision that, hey man, I want to put some more effort into selling these football cards. And I thought at the time that cards like these would move pretty well through a website. And at first it worked pretty well. We had some decent traffic, had sales through the website. Everything seemed to work out just fine. But then the momentum dropped significantly and we weren't generating any sales from that platform. At the same time, we also got involved with eBay. So we were doing eBay and we were doing Shopify at the same time. We were having better luck on eBay, so we put more energy and focus into eBay. And over time, it's outperformed the Shopify. Now, when I started the Shopify, I was buying cases of product and I was selling blasters. So I'd buy a case of blasters and I'd sell blasters. And that seemed to work pretty well. And, but like I said, man, it kind of petered out over time. And I didn't really have enough capital to back the inventory. So I wasn't able to cycle the inventory the same way that I was able to cycle, single cards. So I was on Shopify, I was on eBay, but I was putting more of my energy towards eBay. And kind of what the lesson that I learned from that was, if you've only got energy to operate one platform, then pick a platform and then go for it. So over the weekend, I decided, hey man, this Shopify, I'm getting billed like $30 a month. That's $30 in capital that I could use to reinvest into more cards and have better performance on my eBay side, because as you can see, day after day, we're continually moving singles. So I said, hey man, I'll go ahead and I'll shut down that Shopify. And I wouldn't recommend, like, if today is the day that you decide, hey man, I want to start selling sports cards. I don't know if a website right off the bat is the way to do it, because there's several factors that you got to take into consideration. What are the products you're selling? Who's the audience that you're selling to? And what type of infrastructure do you have built to support that website, right? So I use Shopify, I use some templates, drag and drop pictures, write the copy, so on and so forth. Even created my own SEO, search engine optimization, which is really the writing or the copy that accompanies your website and enables you to come up in the search rankings through Google search, and that was pretty well. We were there at the top when you search your name. But that wasn't enough, right? And what I kind of found out was, man, in order to make a website really work, you got to have a good following, right? So if you got a social media following that's sizable and they like your products, then, a website is probably viable. Some of the advantages I thought to the website were, hey, I wouldn't have to pay eBay fees. I don't have to deal with the riffraff of returns and blah. Man, it's all the same and it's all relative. On any sales platform, there's going to be adversity. So just accept that. So Shopify, it didn't work for me. We've paused the store. It's not to say that we won't revisit it, but I would, like I said earlier, man, if today's the day that you're deciding, hey, I want to sell sports cards, opening up a website might be more frustrating than what you'd imagined. Unless you have like I said, a good social media following, a unique product that you're marketing, and you have the infrastructure in place to support that. Now, as far as eBay goes, there's really no barriers. We just created an eBay account and then we let it roll. One of the things that we did do, though, at the same time as the Shopify account, is we opened an eBay store. And I would recommend that if you're going to sell on eBay, open the eBay store. It gives you more free listings and it allows you some flexibility in listing your cards that just a regular eBay user account doesn't afford, right? I pay less in fees now that I have a store. And that's one of the big things that you'll always hear, the fee-bay, and, there's a lot of negative things. I'm not here to talk about that. But it costs me less money to operate an eBay store on a month-to-month basis than it did as just a simple user. The other thing about eBay was you cannot compete against 2 billion shoppers or whatever the number's up to now. The amount of eyes and potential customers on eBay, is second to none. And day in and day out, we benefit from that. So eBay is where we put a lot of our focus. Another thing that we did over this weekend, since we shut down the Shopify site, and if you look at the kind of cards that we're selling, this is a good single card to sell. But a lot of these are just, base products. And a good place to do that, a good place to sell those type of cards as well, if you're in that market, if that's part of your niche, is sports lots. So we dropped the Shopify, but we signed up for sports lots. Now, I'm not that familiar with it, but I've read a lot of positive feedback and a lot of good things about sports lots being able to move the common cards. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to get in the game, and we're going to see how that works, because it might fit some of these listings and allow us to kind of clean up our eBay listings to where our eBay listings can be more premier players, right? At a low price that are enticing to buyers. Whereas our sports lots, maybe that's where we can put some of these as offerings at a lower price than eBay. Now, I'm not going to complain. We sold these through eBay at a higher price than we would have on sports lots, but they've sat there quite a while. And I want to have that flexibility to be able to sell the cards at a lower price, which on a multi-variation listing, your floor on that is 99 cents. It's just kind of the way it is. So that's Shopify. As far as social media platforms go, I've sold through Instagram, I've sold through Twitter, just direct person-to-person sales, and that seems to work all right. I would always recommend that if you're sell goods and services, and the reason why, even though they're going to take a fee for the goods and services, you're going to have a shipping label, and that shipping label is key to get your cards to the customer. And even my dog agrees with being able to ship from home. That's Ace's contribution to today's video, is like, hey, he's like saying, hey, everybody ship from home. Don't go to the post office. So those direct sales, they're good. But the thing that I don't like about it is I don't like to use my social media as a marketing tool. Like, I'm not going to get in your face and say, buy this card, or, jump in on this. I've got a Raz, I'm not going to do that. I kind of just like if someone hits me up and says, hey, is this card available? Sure. Negotiate a price that's below comps, ask them to pay goods and services. And it's a pretty seamless done deal. So with that said, we're talking your own website or a website creation platform like Shopify, Squarespace, Biz, there's several of them out there. If that works for you and you have, a unique product, a good infrastructure, and a sizable following, that might be a way you want to go. eBay, it has its negatives, and that's a whole other episode. But for the most part, you got the most eyeballs on your stuff. The potential for selling is the greatest, and it's the one with the least amount of barriers to get up and running. And then as far as sports lots, man, I don't really know, and I haven't used like Star Stocks, barely into sports lots. There's some other platforms out there that I'm not that familiar with, but go check them out, man. Maybe they work for you. I think if a guy sits down and you figure out why you're going to sell, what you're going to sell, and who you're going to sell to, you're going to have success no matter where you go. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Hope that helps in your decision making to sell or not to sell cards, or even how to buy cards. So if you like what you saw, man, drop a comment, leave some feedback. We'd love to hear what you think. Until next time, man, keep living the hobby high life, and we'll do the same.